I'm going to level with you real quick.
Please do.
Being a chubby kid growing up,
Yes.
myself,
Yes.
and probably having one too many Happy Meals.
Oh, yes.
Well, what was your weight?
I
from
already
4
like where this
to-
is going.
Oh yeah, my weight probably from about 4th grade till about 8th grade was probably like 185. Like
Wow.
I was a little just bowling ball of yeah.
Were you happy? Were you happy?
No, I wasn't. I got picked on unmercifully every now and then. So, but needless to say, I hit a growth spurt. I lost some weight, but it brings me to my question: what inspired you or pushed you to get in shape?
So, the way I like to start this conversation is always, since a little kid, I loved reading comics. When my parents wanted to go to Barnes & Noble or Books A Million,
Right.
I would be the first to say, hey, you guys go check out your books elsewhere. I'm going to the comics section. So superheroes were always my thing. And that's one of the things that actually led me to waking up to try to smile every day.
Yeah.
And lead a positive lifestyle and love others regardless of how they treat you, right? Because it is love others the way you want to be treated, or treat others the way you want to be treated. But some days, some people aren't going to treat you the same way. And that's something that's a pill we got to swallow, and we got to move forward, learn when to respond and when just to say, hey, I'm sorry, have a good day. But one day I just realized that I didn't want to just act and treat others like a superhero. I really wanted to find my fitness journey. I wanted to start to look like some of these superheroes. Because I was the same way, man. If we went to McDonald's on like a group trip, we used to do those things. It wasn't necessarily like Boy Scouts, but we used to call it Indian guides.
Yeah.
Because out in Florida, obviously a lot of like native backstory.
Sure.
And so we'd go to McDonald's and have this meeting, and I was always the kid that would always get like 2 Happy Meals, or ask if I could get 3 extra sides of fries, like with that one burger, or or 3 burgers. So yeah, man, I understand the being picked on. Like I said, my brother, sister, and I all went through heavy stages.
Yeah.
My brother and I's probably lasted the longest. My sister went through it, but then she was, cheerleading in elementary school, middle school, so she very quickly, and I'm sure those girls were super catty and cliquey and everything.
Yeah.
Very quickly came out of that.
Yeah.
My brother and I was different though. He started taking sports seriously earlier in his life than I did. And I was, I always tell people I was the kid that was overweight, had braces, and wore glasses all at the same time, but also had no spine. Mm-hmm. I was very, if a bully took my glasses off and stepped on them, which happened a few times, I would never do anything about it because I wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
I'd have the dilemma of right versus wrong.
Yeah.
Do I fight back, or do I treat them the way I want to be treated, and then I just don't say anything?
Yeah.
And then end up crying later.
Yeah, it's
right?
tough. Yeah.
So but what's so interesting, and I think more of us that did get bullied growing up need to almost reflect on this. I didn't find out until sometime in college that one of my best friends at the time, and still is one of my best friends to this day.
Yeah.
He one day we were sitting, I think I was like dating a girl in college, and we were hanging out at our house in Florida with a bunch of my friends. And I was for some reason the topic had gotten to being bullied growing up.
Yeah.
And literally, all of a sudden I'd finished telling my experience about it, and all of a sudden he goes, well, Jennings, you know that you bullied me for a time in like middle school, elementary school. And I said, wait, what? You're kidding, right? And he goes, no. He said, do you remember when we were on the bus together? I said, of course. He goes, like when you like knock my backpack off the chair and then like jokingly like push me off the chair next to you. And I said, yeah, sure. It was a game we played. And he goes, it was a game you played.
Oh, Jesus.
I always felt like I was being bullied. And he goes, I'm over it now, dude. It's been years and I still love you, man. Like we're best friends. I know that it was never meant that way, but I just want you to know, like, it had that effect on me. And dude, I like stared at him, one of my best friends of all time, and my heart sank.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it was definitely during a time period where I know I was being bullied, but I didn't realize, and I don't think a lot of bullies at that age realize what kind of implications they're having on other kids. I had no idea until college. It is tough, and yes, I think it's very easy for any of us to say, yeah, I had this very dark time in my life where I was bullied, and it did help us to get to where we are sitting today, and health and diet and everything.
Definitely.
But we got to look back and think, let's make sure that, we reach out to those that were close around us, if we're still close to them now, and say, hey, were there ever any times, that I maybe have reciprocated something that I didn't even know that I was?
Yeah. No, because that's such a pivotal time, when you're going through things, you know, you're growing up, you know, it's just like looking back, like in retrospective, right? Everything was so serious and meant so much to you. Looking back though, it's like, like it doesn't mean anything anymore. You know what I mean? But at the time, like either your self-image or your status and popularity, whatever the case may be, was the most important thing to you. And that's why it's such a pivotal time growing up. And when you get bullied, that's why I think it affects people so much. You know what I mean? Because that's everything to them.
I was always about that. Treat people the way you want to be treated. I was always preach that, you know, with my parents growing up.
Yeah.
Right.
And I always respected that. But there's just a lot of people that are they're just so selfish. Like, they don't give a shit what other people think.
Nah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, they don't care what they're going through.
I can't imagine what generations are going through, like, now below us that are still in elementary school, middle school, and have cell phones now because of the easy access to them.
Yeah.
And what that's creating in those schools. I mean, we thought we had cliques and bullies before.
It's worse.
I mean, monumentally.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
And it's because you have such instant access to expose yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and at a young age, like, you don't really know, like, what is right and wrong in a way. Like, you know, you could put yourself doing something stupid, and then the whole school looks at it, you're, like, making fun of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff like that.
Next thing you know, you're a target.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're at Target.
Playing video games was a big part of my childhood growing up,
Huge.
especially like 360, Xbox Live, all that good stuff.
Yep.
And I'll never forget the one day where I kind of told myself, like, all right, like, kind of like, enough is enough. I need to make a change for myself. I was playing Xbox with a few friends. At least I thought they were friends.
Of course.
And we're just playing. And in no context, no nothing, all of a sudden, I won't say any names, but a kid just goes, Joe, you know you're fat, right? I'm like, what? He goes, you know you're fat, right? And I was just like, I just got off. I remember getting off, and I remember I just got so upset.
Yeah.
And I cried. You know, I was just like I don't do anything bad to people, right? Like I'm a good person. I try and, you know, be nice to everyone I meet. Like why are you going out of your way to make me feel that way?
Sure.
Looking back, maybe he was having a bad day and felt like picking on someone, whatever the case may be. But that was probably the first instance I had with cyberbullying, and I don't regret it at all. I'm the person I am today for that reason.
And you
know
remember
what I mean?
that.
And I don't feel bad about it anymore. I don't regret it. Whoever that person is that said it to me, wherever you may be, you know, God bless you. That comment is the reason who I am today. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just that it's like you said, it's the journey we all go through.